Here. I gave you a BJ.
I got a BJ! Finally, I got a BJ!
Hello, friends, and welcome to another amazing episode of the Strobing Butt Plug.
A special episode.
A special episode. A podcast about craft beer, obviously.
Obviously.
Today, the 72nd episode, and I am your birthday host, Missy.
Woo!
And my lovely co-hosts, Ariana, cohorts, my cohorts, and Ron,
Yay!
or cohorts, or co-hosts. And today we are going to be really boring and drink craft beer while we do it.
You
Okay.
can't be boring with an air horn. It can
Yeah, I
be
got
annoying
nothing
though.
to talk about this week, guys.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Oh wait, that is the Mysterious Beerius. Today we will be drinking.
Bud Light, and Mystery and Dusekis.
Absolutely. We have Sycamore Hop Gummies.
Ooh, that sounds
Oh, that looks
India
amazing.
Pale
I
Ale.
want to lick you now.
It is, yay. And...
Damn, she's never got so turned on she wants to lick something.
No.
BJ's and licking things. You all right there, girl?
I love gummy bears, man.
Today, also, we have New Belgium Atomic Pumpkin Spicy Release by Voodoo Ranger. And
Spicy release kind of sounds a little bit perverted.
that sounds like
It
Ariana's
sounds-
going to be her Beer Farts Wednesday.
It sounds kind of spicy to me.
It's gonna be spicy.
The spicy release. Why do we only have 2 cups? Okay, there's yours. So anyway, which should we start first?
That
with?
shittier one.
The shittier
Yeah, let's
one?
go with
Okay.
the spicy pumpkin beer.
I kind of figured the IPA would be the shittier one.
So you guys really have nothing to talk about?
Today, like I can't remember. I don't think anything funny happened.
It's been kind of a shit week.
We can just talk shit about this week and say fuck this week.
Let's see. I voted today like a proper American.
Nerd.
Way to go.
Or congratulations.
I voted today like a proper American, and I voted in a fashion that I feel is the best to vote. And most importantly, I was late to work by like an hour, and they're like, "Where were you?" I was voting. Whatever, we don't fucking care your salary.
Well, that's fun.
And today also marked my 1-year anniversary at my employer, and I am still not sure how in the holy hell this year went by that quick.
Yay for nerds.
Yay, nerds.
Because I still feel like I just started there like a few months ago. And I'm quite happy with it. What else? Ariana was up for it. I wasn't up for it. But there was a cool fucking blood moon eclipse last night.
Yeah, I was on my way to work this morning, and I forgot all about it, and I happened to look up, and I was like, oh, cool.
I saw some pictures online and it looked really awesome.
I didn't see any pictures online.
The smell, this reminds me of something.
It smells really pumpkin pie-like. I got a good whiff of the spices.
Mm-hmm. Good pumpkin ale.
It almost smells like apple or something, too. Like apple cider or apple juice.
It's got a pretty good taste, but there's something weird about it.
Oh, no.
Almost tastes hot, like actual spicy maybe. Just a hint. I don't know. What we had for our, I posted it on the Butt Plug page, but I got Missy a birthday cake, and my taste buds are kind of shot at the moment because of all that sugar.
What'd you do?
I went like this and smacked myself in the birthday hat.
Yay.
Right in the birthday hat, yo.
And you can't see it on camera, but Ariana's done a lovely job decorating.
Yeah, you can. You can totally see it on
She
camera.
didn't see the glitters.
Oh, you can't see the glitters.
Oh.
The little,
I guess I shouldn't have put the glitters on the table
the
then.
sequiny glitters. Yeah, you should have just thrown it at the camera like, blah.
And they're going to be here. They're going to be with her forever.
Basically, yeah. They're already like spread through.
They're a part of the house.
They're on the floor in here. They're on the floor in the kitchen already somehow. I don't even know how that happened.
Oh, yeah. You got walked on and probably stuck to Ron's socks.
There's still sequins from the Queen episode in my bathroom.
Yeah, I saw that when I was in there earlier,
know.
and I giggled. I legitimately I did that.
That's great. So what did I do? Like I said, this weekend we took the kids. It was out for my birthday, But I like spending time with my kids and shit, so I'm like one of those
chilies
weird.
in it.
That's the spiciest
Oh
part.
yeah, I meant to read that. Well, we're going to talk about my kids for a sec. No, it's cool. Basically, we went to Full Throttle Adrenaline Park, did the go-karts, did some axe
What is that?
throwing.
Where is that?
I will talk about that in a minute. And we did some VR shit that was pretty cool. So Full Throttle Adrenaline Park is basically that, an adrenaline park that has cool things for you to do, fun, has VR but no real arcade. It's got, I think there was something, a Smash Room. Are you just making faces?
It's burning my lips.
I wondered what you were doing.
That's some good stuff.
That's why it's got the spicy release, and like on the can, it's the word special crossed out and spicy wrote above it. So at this adrenaline park in Cincinnati, Ohio, there is let's see, they have a Smash Room. We didn't do the Smash Room.
I want to do a Smash Room.
But so the Smash Room is basically you go in and I've heard when they first started talking about it, and I don't know how they do theirs, so I didn't read the description on how they do theirs, but you just take it back and you start breaking shit in the room.
Oh, yeah,
You have a certain amount of
I've
time.
heard of this.
Like I've read about those and I've wanted to do one. Like it's either you bring in a thing to smash and you pay for a certain amount of time.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they'll like either bring in a thing or they'll have stuff you can buy.
Right, because it was like buyables. The website talked about buyables, and I'm like, why are you paying to smash shit and then you have to buy shit to smash?
Well,
that would make sense.
Like I've seen, like there was one I was looking at going to over the summer with the kid up in Michigan, and they had one thing that was advertised. You could buy like dead TVs or dead computer monitors.
Right.
Basically, you went up there, you put on like some protective gear, gloves, overalls, whatever, and then you got to pick your smash device: baseball bat, sledgehammer, hammer, whatever. And then you just paid time to just go to fucking town in there, and when you were done, you just leave. You didn't have to leave the mess.
I really feel like it would be worth it to save the money and buy a few smashable shits at like the Goodwill, and then just smash shit in your own yard. And if you don't have a yard and you live in an apartment, I would just do it in the fucking parking lot.
Yeah, you just put like
shit.
a tarp down or something so you don't fuck up your mower or whatever.
Right, yeah. I feel like that would be easier, more fun. You get drunk with the friends, you'd probably be smashing it for longer.
Oh, speaking of that, so one of the things you posted over the weekend, you posted at one point you had a flight of beer and you were throwing axes. I was just talking the other day about wanting to go axe throwing.
I want to go axe throwing.
And I was like, I saw that picture, I just screenshot it and sent it directly there. I was like, bitch is cheating on us.
I went out with my kids and Larry. It wasn't really cheating. It was just like, to have fun, to do something for my birthday. It was cool.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to give shit because I felt like a give shit moment.
Right, yeah, I gotcha. Anyway, so this beer that I did not read the can of, it's New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin Spicy Release. Alcohol 5%. And ale brewed with pumpkins, cinnamon, and chilies. Not enough pumpkin, I think. This chilies maybe overpowers it. It's not bad. I think it's pretty good. It's got a good feeling to it. Just could have I like the sweet and spicy,
So
combo that
when
they
I
do
smelled
things.
when I smelled it and I first sipped it, I did not get any of the chili. I definitely got the hit of the pumpkin pie smell, and I was like, "That is a good pumpkin pie."
Yes.
I took a sip; it was good, and then I was like, I was getting the spice. The spice started kicking. I'm going, there's something else in there. That is not just a pumpkin ale. And then
I like it.
read the chili pepper on that, so
I like it. It's pretty good.
It's
I
definitely
think
good.
I'd give it a 3.5.
I was thinking that too. A 3.5.
Yeah, so this would definitely be like a good tap room beer.
Yeah,
This would be a damn good tap room beer to sit there and go.
I could drink more of it than just a little bit.
3.5 for me as well. I wouldn't go much more than a pint on it myself.
Yeah.
Because the hot would get too hot after more than that.
Yeah. I like the hot though, because I had the same experience as you where it was like,
Yeah, the first
the first sip was just like pumpkin pie and then it just started getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah.
Right, it wasn't. I don't know. It was really
This could have been
the wrong one.
This could have been a good Mysterious.
It could have. I thought about using it as the mysterious, and I was like,
Because we'd have never got the chilies there. We would have been guessing at it for a while at
Right.
least.
You'd have been a little bit more confused with it. Nope. Go ahead.
This does have a very fruity scent to it.
It does, which is neat because the scent is way different than the taste.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I had like this was like a while ago, handful of years ago in Cincinnati. I went to the Christmas tree lighting thing, which was really cool.
That would be cool. I want to go to one of those.
It is, and I don't know if I think they do this every year. We ought to do it. They have Santa Clauses that rappel off the side of a building. You know,
I think we've talked about this before.
Well, maybe we did.
Or somebody has told me that.
Because I remember saying something about this, and maybe I did talk about it. But while I was there, there's I think there was a brewery that was just there in the square. So I went inside and grabbed, I was tasting a few of the things, and I had a small glass of this one beer, and it was absolutely horrendous. It was this.
Was that before or after you got into craft?
Well, it was kind of in the midst of it, but at the same time, it would still be horrendous to this day because it was banana pepper pepperoni flavored beer.
Ooh.
And it was very flavorful to the point where I was like, this is fucking hideous. And there were some people I was with, a few of them tried it. They're like, oh, that's actually really good. I would drink that. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I actually like banana peppers too.
I do too, but when you're just swallowing it as a beer, it's fucking hideous. But I was thinking, I'm like, man, that beer would be really good to make a beer cheese with, or to make to be the water or the liquid in a breadstick mix or something like that. That would be really good.
My brain is jumping back to that pickle beer we had last year, where it's
that was actually good.
Well, what I'm saying is where it's one of
I liked it.
it's one of those flavors where you're just like, what the fuck?
I liked it a lot.
We'll just call someone coming in straight, never having craft beer before, going.
Yeah, they probably would not like that.
And that's kind of why I was asking where you were in becoming a craft beer nerd.
Because that one.
If you went back today and tried it versus.
No, it would still be pretty gross. I remember the flavor. It was just not good because it was just very potent, peppery, and it just was not good. But it would be you could put it in chili, or you could put it in some kind of a sauce or a soup. I feel like that would be good. Be really good. You could probably do that with this. I think you could put it in something because of the spice.
Mm. I remember years ago, before I ever got into craft beers or shit, there was one of my buddies put on this little show at a bar in Dayton, and they had beers, and I was feeling all Christmassy, and I was like, they had one that was named after Krampus, whatever.
Yeah.
And that fucker that was the first time I realized what hops were and what hops tasted like.
Funny.
Because up prior to that point, it was pretty much just Bud Light, Coors, what the fuck ever, and I had that, and it was just most horrendous thing in the world because they shoved so many fucking hops in that thing. It was rough, to politely put it.
Yeah, hops taste nasty.
They do. I knew that they would be. I've never tasted weed like that. Just straight up take a bite out of a fucking nug of that shit.
It's better than hops.
I feel like it would at least
weed
be
would
on a similar
weed
level.
would be better than hops because people bake that shit. That's mine.
I know. That's why I'm putting it over there.
Mine's
I got so confused.
I feel like biting into a chunk of weed would be better than that. People bake brownies and shit with weed. You don't hear people baking hops and shit.
Weed doesn't taste like that.
Bitter.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Plus, there's 10 billion varieties of weed now and all that shit thanks to marijuana becoming legal.
Thanks to marijuana becoming legal.
Well,
Yes.
not in this shitty state of Ohio, but when we were kids, weed was what is it? Well, that's some fucking skank ass ditchweed. All right, that's what we got, skank ass ditchweed.
I really feel like there were still a lot of varieties of it because I would hear people be like, "Oh, that's that fucking Hawaiian something or other. Ooh, that's that fucking fruity pebbles.
This one has white crystals in it. This one has purple hairs.
Yeah, that's the purple haze shit, man."
But unless you knew people, you're like, well, smoking ditchweed.
Nah, you weren't always smoking ditchweed. You were getting
smoking,
good weed, but
you were smoking ditchweed in 7th grade, and you upgraded. Unless everybody was dry.
Right, yeah.
So that's how much weed I smoked.
That's right.
I don't know.
I was a good kid in school. I never did anything bad. I never drank beer, and I never smoked the...
Ron was the square.
I drank like a fucking fish my senior year. Junior year, too. Fuck, my first junior year, I did so much stupid shit. I had to have a second junior year. What the fuck are you talking about?
Fuck, my first junior year.
I mean, come on, let's be honest.
It's great.
But if I wouldn't have fucked up so much that first junior year, I would have graduated and never met these lovely hoes. So it's all for the best.
I'm so glad I failed.
Good thing Ron's stupid.
I mean, you gotta find the positive and the goods in things.
That's right. I always preach about that.
Yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, I didn't graduate high school until I was
Missy
20.
does.
But I didn't graduate high school until I was 20. But man, I learned so much more about life in that instance.
Ah.
Are you gonna look at Ariana? She's eating candy letters that were left over from Missy's freaking birthday cake, and she's like, "I'm just gonna go buy these and eat them."
They're good.
They're good-ish.
They're almost as good as like Fun Sticks.
Fun Sticks?
Yeah, like the Fun Dip Sticks. That's like one of the best candies ever. I
think
think they
have
should
a Fun
just...
Stick.
Huh?
I've never heard of the Fun Stick.
Have you ever had Fun Dip?
It's the stick in the Fun Dip.
Oh, the Fun Dip sticks.
Yeah.
Okay. I would thought they made a new candy and it was like pixie sticks.
I don't know if they sell them individually. I think I heard that they do, and they definitely should.
Like that.
Because it's one of the best candies ever.
I'm eating your.
That is very good.
I'm eating your BK now.
So anyway,
Brown and BJ.
this is Sycamore. Hot gummies, India Pale Ale. 1 pint, 7.7% alcohol by volume. When I picked this out, I was like, is this supposed to be gummy flavored? And like I think when I was at the place, the chick I was talking to, she's like, I think maybe it's going to be weed flavored. I was like, you think so? I was like, I think it's going to be gummy flavored. She's like, well, with the gummy and the hops on it, she's like, I was thinking it like, that would be like, if they didn't take advantage of that, then, that would be like a missed opportunity. And I was like, I just was figuring it was like a hops and then the gummy. And so I did some investigating. I mostly just read. And it says, this beer's like gummy bears. This beer's like gummy bears. This beer's like yummy gummy in my lucky tummy bears. Tropical citrus aroma and notes of 1,000 gummy bear tears.
I love gummy bears.
That's just making me like flashback to one of the South Parks I saw last night. Cartman was going around farting in Kyle's mouth, and Kyle kept going, I love your farts. They're yummy wummy in my tummy. Please give me your farts. Yummy, yummy.
That is awesome.
I'm getting into the episodes that I have never actually seen before.
That does smell delicious. It smells very fruity. It smells a little strawberry-ish. So I feel like maybe this will be a good IPA.
So, what's your favorite gummy bear?
Ooh. I think
Color?
I think the clear ones.
Yeah, I was going to say the clear ones are my favorite.
I like the orange ones.
Ew.
Ew.
Who likes the orange and lemon are just fucking like lame as
I like
shit
lemon
at all
flavored, some
times.
lemon flavored stuff, but at the gummy bears, it's probably like, okay, it goes like clear, red, green,
Yeah,
yellow, orange.
See,
That's what I was
The important
thinking.
part is my favorite thing with gummy bears is biting the head off of one, biting the head off of another, and then swapping the
Right,
bodies out.
yes. But I will say the one thing about my preferences, I think I like orange a little bit better than the lemon, but I think I used to like the lemon better.
See, this is what's good about having friends that like orange, because it's like you get all the good ones,
Yeah,
and
I'll
they get
trade
what
ya.
they consider good ones.
I'll trade you. Like, oh yeah, that is
It
true.
smells like an IPA, man.
It is an
I'm getting
IPA.
like a citrusy smell out of it.
Citrusy, piney, and
Ooh.
fruity.
Yeah, it smells like pineapple-y, kind of.
It's got the sweetness in it. It still has the IPA taste.
It's got IPA, but not a horrible one.
I taste IPA.
What's the ABV on that?
I don't know that it said it. It probably does. Let's see.
What day were you in Cincinnati?
Friday and Saturday.
Because I drove through Cincinnati on Saturday, and I'm like, that's kind of weird
Yeah.
that you're there. I went to Louisville this weekend, and I saw, Louisville, because you have to say it like you have cum stuck in your throat. But we went to see Donnie Baker, and it was funny because on the way there, I was thinking, why does everybody sound like they have cum in their throat when they say Louisville? And then we saw Donnie Baker, and he's like, do you say it Louisville or Louisville? And I'm like, and then I was like expecting him to say something about like having cum stuck in
that
your
would've been
throat,
great if
but
he
he
did.
didn't. But I was like, damn it, that's my joke.
Yeah.
You were funnier than
Yes.
Donnie Baker.
Hell yeah. Good for you.
Hells yeah.
funnier than Donnie Baker.
See, you fucked up,
But,
Donnie.
dude, this guy, the guy that went on before him, and I can't for life, I think his name was Tom something. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. But he was fucking funny. He was talking about his kid and like his kid pulling pranks on people. And so he was like talking like, what the hell was he saying? Because he was talking about doing pranks on people, and then he was talking about his kid taking over his like brain or whatever. So apparently there was like a dead deer on the road, and his kid went and got dressed up like Santa Claus and laid next to the deer. And then like a school bus full of kids went by, and I'm like, dude, that sounds like something me and you would have done. And then he like, apparently another time he like dressed up like the Grim Reaper and like stood on the porch of a funeral home.
That's amazing.
I was just like, man, that kid is fucking hilarious.
All I gotta say is get me a Santa suit and find me a deer.
But I was just like laughing so hard because it just reminded me of shit me and you would have done when we were kids.
Hell yeah, we would have done that dumb shit. It would have been fun. This has no ABV on it, which I didn't think it did. But anyway. So, speaking of pranks, my kids like to say dumb things. Mostly Logan. And every time we went and got food somewhere, and I have no idea what he's doing with this shit. So he would grab like a thing of like ketchup or a little thing of like the little pepper packets, just like whatever packets. So I was like, what are you doing with that? I don't know. And he would take it back to the hotel room. And some of the stuff he was like, oh man, I should hide something somewhere just because, you know, for whatever. And like he brought some pizza back from when he ate some pizza. He's like, oh, I'm trying to find a place to hide this pizza. He wanted to hide a piece of pizza in a hotel room so it wouldn't get cleaned up and it would smell in the room. Like that was his thing. And then, so one of the times he just had this packet of hot sauce and he was like, oh, look at those girls. I should just squirt it in their eyes. I was like, no, that's called assault. And he's like, no, it's just a prank. And Jake's like, yeah, it's totally a prank. And I was like, well, if it's a prank, then why don't you do it to your dad? No, we're not going to do that. Like,
we're not going to do it to your dad. He'll beat her ass.
Which is really funny. Like, I don't know why they, like, you know, I mean, I guess, I don't know why they say the stupid shit that they do. Like, look at me, here I am. They just, like...
They learned it from the best.
They say the dumb shit, but they don't do the dumb shit, which is a good thing.
Y'all talking about Cincinnati and Louisville and cum in your throat. You're talking about Cincinnati and, like, Christmas time and that shit. Was giving me, like, flashbacks to shit. This is probably getting close to 20 years ago now. There was a chick that old Zach was with. He wanted to get her, like, an engagement ring and a bunch of other stupid shit. We went to Tiffany's in downtown Cincinnati. And I remember seeing him doing some of that shit, and they had a Christmas parade. I'm like, there's a Christmas parade? That's today? Yeah. I don't remember seeing any of the Santas rappelling down or anything. I just remember we went to some restaurant there, and Fuckface left his wallet and the necklace he bought for his chick on the counter. And I'm like,
shit. Why would you even have that out or inside? I guess if you parked one place, walked to one, and then walked to the other.
The important part was he left that shit on the counter and he walked out. I'm like, huh. I went and picked up his wallet and, you know, I paid with his money with his wallet because, well, he left it there.
Right.
And took the thing and put it in my pocket. And we walked around for like 15 minutes. I was like waiting for him to have the realization. All of a sudden I was like, hey, Zach, what? So, that restaurant we ate at, yeah? Did you leave your wallet there? Oh, shit, fuck, shit, fuck. And he, like, went insane for, like, 30 seconds. Like, because you really got to keep track of these things sitting there holding on to them. He's like, oh, fuck, dude, bro, what the hell? Did you take them? No, you left them there. You'd walked out. I took them, so you didn't leave them.
That's funny.
His wallet was, like, fat with freaking money in there and all this shit. It's like, you're a dumbass.
Yeah, totally would pay more attention to that shit. But you know the ketchup packet thing that Logan had, that reminded me, I know I used to always ask for extra packs places. And I feel like back when we were dumb kids, people would be like, dude, put them below people's tires and it's fucking funny. And I'm like, how funny is that? It's not that funny. But my thing was I liked twisting them and then throwing them down and they would just explode.
My daughter does that.
And Logan twists them, but I've never seen him once throw it down or say anything about throwing them down. Or else I would stomp on him. And I just, out of nowhere, I remember doing like, oh, well, this is going to be funny. And then I threw it down and stomped on it one day. And I was with someone, and it ended up squirting on them, and I was like, oh, well, that just gets everybody else around you, which was cool, but at the same time, it was like all my friends, I didn't want to get them. But I remember one of my friends, like, she either threw it down, it's like a Taco Bell hot sauce, or she stomped on it, and it squirted right up in her eye. So she was giddy. And it was really funny. I think we all laughed about it. I can't remember who all was with us, but I'm sure it really hurt them.
They laughed, they cried, they went blind.
I don't feel like she went blind. It's just, one of those times that you just do stupid shit and dumb things happen and you got a good story to tell after the fact.
I like how she keeps looking over at my little blower things like she's like, when's he gonna fucking do it? When's he gonna fucking do it?
Well, anytime you do anything like that for the time that I've known you, it's like you try to get it right in their ear, like you're trying to actually physically cause them pain versus just having fun. She just down your throat. Like, haha, that's a prank, dude. Haha, it's a fucking prank.
Haha, I'll shove this in your vagina and then it will blow out your fucking fallopian tubes.
No, we're not gonna do that. Cool. I don't think it would reach the fallopian tubes. I think it would just damage and blow out the fucking uterus.
Yeah. Something I saw,
Ron gets a D for female anatomy because of that comment.
I saw, like, a random... When I was shopping for all this stuff, I saw this, like, oh, dude, because I'd, like, sent a meme or a link to his, like, some guy, like, had this up his girl's hoo-ha and, like, hit the button and damaged something.
It caused a...
Some kind of rupture.
Yeah, it was a fatal rupture. And so he was getting charged for it, I think.
Yeah.
Like, and I was kind of like, she consented to it. It's not like he did it without her, prior
manslaughter
approval.
versus homicide, probably.
Right, but the same thing is, it's kind of like, if it's, I don't know, I mean, I get it. If somebody says, dude, just stab me in the heart. And, it's like, well, you're going to get in trouble for it because they said to versus whatever. But when you don't know that that's going to cause that damage, I feel like that should be, I don't know, a little bit more excused, and then they should put on the warning label next time. Do not insert into any orifices.
And this is why we have stupid warnings.
It's like whenever you see an air hose at a factory, and they always have this safety training memes like, don't use this to blow yourself off.
Don't use this to blow yourself off. That's great.
So I like the pumpkin one better than this one. I thought this one was going to be better than it was.
Yeah, I was hoping for something like really super sweet. This is just a pretty standard IPA to me.
I'm pretty,
It's not a bad IPA, but it's a pretty standard one.
pretty suspecting of the IPAs to know that they're not going to be that good. But that actually was pretty good for an IPA.
I think I'd give it a 3.
I feel like I'll give it a 3.5 because that's actually pretty good for an IPA since I don't like IPAs. So I'll just go with a straight 3.5 on that one too.
Nah, I'll just roll a 3. It's not great. It's not horrible. Certainly wouldn't not hate running into this at a restaurant if I was going for a craft beer.
Right. If it was the only craft beer that I had a choice of, I would probably choose it. Versus like if they have the stupid ass standard like, oh, I don't know. I see a lot of the Sweetwater bullshit and the Rheingeist Truth they have everywhere. And that's not even that fucking good.
Not even a little bit good.
If it's Rheingeist, that versus Rheingeist Truth, that all the time.
Dude, so like I'm finding myself when I go places now, I'm like the biggest beer snob. Like, we went to that comedy club, and I'm, like, reading the beer list, and I'm like, this is all they have? Like,
right.
This is fucking lame. I mean, they had some craft beers, but it wasn't, like, anything great, They had, like, a bourbon barrel or something. I'm like, I guess I'll have that.
I was being really snobby and snooty this weekend over some shit. We went to this place, like, we were trying to find a brewery. And I feel like I wanted to go to... Urban Artifact? Or was it Listerman? I can't... There was one. I can't remember. Are those even both a Cincinnati beer?
Yeah.
Okay, I was kind of thinking that. We went to one, and I was like, this looks really weird, because it looked like it was closed. But there was all these cars there. So we got out and started walking in, and it's like, well, maybe they don't have food here. And then you see, like, this sign that says, like, there was, like, a special event. And I'm like, oh, so maybe this is just a special event, because it looked like some of it was closed off. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, we're not even going here. And then we went, like, I was looking for another place, and I was like, fuck it, you know what, we're just going to go here instead. And so we went to this other place, and we called and said, "Hey, you guys have craft beer?" And it wasn't really like a brewery. I don't think it was more so of a tap house. And she's like, "Yeah, I've got like 18 on tap, blah blah blah, this." And I was like, "Okay, great." So we went there, and the menu for the food was kind of like there was a wide variety, but it was a small menu. So I was kind of like, some of the, like it's like okay, but not anything that It's kind of like the only thing that looks good is a salad, and who wants salad with like a craft beer? It just doesn't seem to go right together. And so then I'm like trying to order a flight. They're like, "Yeah, we don't do a flight," and I'm like, "You guys don't do flights?" They're like, "Yeah, I always say we should do them, but we don't do them." It's like, people are probably asking for them, and you're missing out. Okay, cool. And then the food on the menu, I was like, this shit don't even look that fucking great. I was like, I don't even want to eat here. So we got up and left. So we went to 2 places left already. And then we went to this place called Sammy's. And I was like, okay, cool. Like the review said on the outside it looks small and whatever, but the inside was pretty impressive. And it was more so like a gastropub and like a gourmet burger shop versus being a beer place. But they had plenty of beers to choose from, but they were all like, I don't know, they were just like mediocre in a way, but they were good enough to be like trying beer. But yeah, that's my main problem. I will go places and I'll be like, yeah, these beers look like they fucking suck. Next, and I'll fucking leave the place.
I don't leave, but I'm just like disappointed.
I left especially because it did not have. They didn't do flights. Like, how do you not do?
I've talked.
It was my birthday. I get what I fucking want,
I get that, man.
That was like
are always disappointing like that.
Right. I was like, I could go out with any other time and be like, oh, let's go here. This beers are fucking amazing. This food's good. And like this place was kind of like. It was very expensive for what it was. I was like, wowzers. Like, I just was really shocked. And it was kind of like...
They must... Have they looked like they've been there a while or what?
It was a really... Yes. And...
So, like, the guy that does all the brewing and runs Tailspin up there in Coldwater, I've talked to him numerous times. And basically, when you do a flight, you're paying more per ounce, but you're getting more variety.
Right.
Than if you're just getting like a pint of this, a pint of that. And that is one of the ways that those places will
make more money.
Right. And, it makes the customer more happy because, oh no, I can't drink 4 pints of something and not be sloshed off my ass, but I can drink 4 or 5 ounces, And
they'll probably get another flight if they stay long enough.
Yeah.
And
they get to try everything.
They're spending a lot more money. And then on top of that, then they'll be more willing to buy something they take home. If you buy like 2 pints someplace, somewhere, and be like, oh, I just had these 2 pints, and they're kind of like, all right, and man, I'm good. I don't want to take it home. There's a big difference.
It's the idea of getting to try everything that a place has.
If you don't sell flights, you're missing out, and you're lame old boomer with your lame old boomer
particularly
close-minded
when you're
ways.
in fucking Cincinnati, that's all about the craft beer these days. The fuck else was I going to say? You're talking about being snobby about that shit. I'll go out to dinner with my folks, and they're like, we're buying. We know you like beer, so go ahead and get whatever. I'll look at the, and it'll be like a Texas Roadhouse or some shit. And I'm like, okay, God, the closest thing they have to beer is fucking Blue Moon.
Right.
You know what? I'll just get a Coke. Really? You love beer? I'm good. And they just always look at me like, what's wrong with him?
I can't do that lame ass beer bullshit. I gotta have the quality. I gotta have the taste. I gotta have everything that's good. And it can't just be like that trendy, this fucking IPA that everybody likes, or this like the 420 Sweetwater, like that you have had that on tap for 6, 7, 8 years now. Fucking take it off and put something new on there. Like try something.
That sounds good.
And don't give a shit. Replace it with something that's kind of similar but new flavor, and they will have no choice but to buy that one, and they will buy that one too. That one will sell good too. Everybody will try at least once. It's not Sweetwater, but yeah, it's good. Or I'll be like, oh, this is way fucking better than that same bullshit I've been drinking for years.
It's like when you go to the breweries and they have their own version of like a Bud Light, and they'll leave something like Not Your Buddy Light or something like that. I'll drink that shit at least,
Right.
And I don't know. I have seen from looking at shit, if they have certain types of Coors, I'll go for that, because Coors will try a little bit. Like there's a Coors Banquet that you don't see it on tap very often. That's pretty good shit.
I've never even heard of that.
Never had it. I've never been a Coors fan. First time I ever had Coors, I was like, yeah, this shit tastes like water. Awesome. And that was even like, I kind of like beer at that point. And a lot of people told me that's what I started drinking. You got to start drinking that when you want to try to just start liking beer because it tastes very watered down. It's like, yeah, it certainly does.
It's like, what is it? PBR. You hear everybody's like, PBR is so great. I'm like, PBR just tastes like a beer.
PBR cracks me up because, well, it's that fucking hillbilly ass shit that's,
Yeah, there was a whole ass episode since I'm doing my South Park rewatch. Kenny, his brother, and apparently he has a little sister. Like his mom and dad got in a fight and they got taken away and put into a foster home. And apparently in the South Park universe, if you do even one sip of PBR,
you turn into white trash.
White trash, and you start fighting. Like in the episode, like his parents started fighting, and when they got arrested, they were on a reality TV show, and they're like, "Hey, stand for the cameras. We're poor and we're white trash," and they all got thrown in the car. Cartman realized after the fact that like after Kenny got arrested and moved out of town, because his mom's a single mom. By money, he was now the poorest kid in school.
Wow, that's great.
And he kept going around making like "my mom was so poor" jokes about himself.
That's good times.
And he's like, "I know a solution for this." And he went and got him. He gave his he put him in a meth lab and gave his mom a PBR and got his mom arrested. So he got put into a foster home.
Was he Kenny's brother and sister?
Yes, he was.
Siblings.
They got put into this other school and they were going around. Cartman was trying to make fun of these other kids. Like, "Dude, what the fuck's your problem? You're just a dick." "But you're the poorest kid in school." "Look at him, he's so poor." Fucking, they're like, "Dude, stop being mean to him." In this other school.
And everybody really liked Kenny, and they all hated Cartman.
Yeah, and Cartman decided that he was tired of being this poor broke ass in this foster home and got it all fixed in that Cartman way.
That's awesome.
In the house, they were all agnostic too.
Oh, yay.
And it was a house of very agnostic people, and they only served Dr. Pepper to the kids in that house because it's not a cola, but it's not a soda. It doesn't know what it is, and they were making the kids be agnostic in the whole episode.
Cool.
And basically the entire episode was they're not supposed to have strong feelings about anything either way.
Fun times. I have strong feelings about my beer. So anyway, I don't know why this was like a thought that I had earlier and why I'm excited about it, but at the same time it's like, man, it's no big deal. But they're launching new episodes of Teletubbies.
Really?
When I heard that, it made me laugh. It's being put on Netflix.
No shit.
And I don't know. Like, I saw somebody post that, and I was just like...
Oh, I am Googling the fuck out of that.
I was like, you know what? I'd fucking give it a watch. I would totally give it a watch to see if it held up to what I liked back in the day, which is basically... I was far too old to be actually liking that shit, but then I watched it anyway, and it did absolutely no teaching of anything whatsoever. And then when they changed it, and they started teaching shit, I was like, this show sucks. And then, like, I hated how they changed it. And I wonder if it's going to be, like, a learning show, or it's just going to be a random stupid, like, oh, ha, 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 ha.
That is fucking beautiful. There was a woman I worked with at Honda back in the day by the name of Michaela. And I adored that girl. She was amazing and hilarious. She was like, at one point, I got her to admit that, like, she always pictured herself as, quote, "I wish I was the pink Teletubby." And I sat there on the work computer and I photoshopped her face several times on Teletubby bodies and would just randomly send it to her.
That's funny.
A few weeks back, I went to a housewarming party for her and her husband when she let everybody know that she is 3 months pregnant.
That's
pregnant. Because she's like, "Yeah, I can't have any alcohol." "Why?" "Well, I was going to save this as a surprise." And it was like, "Oh, that's awesome." I'm totally going to tell KK that because she was KK the pink Teletubby.
That's funny.
She's going to have a baby and she's going to have new Teletubbies. It's going to be fucking amazing for that woman.
That's really cool. So, I find... So, the one thing I will say that I think that I liked about that show is because they didn't actually say anything. And then, when they did, it was very minimum, but it was just random stupidity. And then, so, that puts me in mind of, like, the Raymond Ravaging Rabbit show, where they just a bunch of like grunts and noises and they act really dumb. You just have to watch what's going on. You see what's going on, but you really don't know what they're saying. You just kind of have to imagine what they're saying. And then there's like this show called Pingu, which is similar. It's like this claymation penguin where Pingu just makes noises and does dumb shit, but they narrate it. And I was just like, Jacob will always say like, man, this shit's stupid. Why do you watch that? And me and Logan are just like enthralled in it. We're just like,
I've never even heard of those two.
oh, you probably like the Rabbids. And you
I
know,
played the video games.
the video games are fun, but me and Logan would just sit there and stare at it. And he would watch the same episode over and over again, and I'd be like, I could do that too. And then Jake's like, but why? I'm like, they say something different every time you watch it. Like, for me, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you just can picture them saying whatever the fuck
Better
you want.
imagination or something.
And that's, well, some people actually don't, you know, they like to be able to not think. And then for me, I just like all of my thoughts to be like one train. It's like, oh, I actually have focus and I'm thinking right now. And the thoughts are making sense instead of bouncing around everywhere. So I feel like, I don't know.
Man, that fucking Rabbids game had that shit on the Wii. And I just remember there was like one of the running games where you took the nunchuck stick and just as fast as you can to run, and it was like...
Say that again.
You took the stick...
How'd you do that?
What'd you call that?
You took the nunchuck and...
You called it a
the Wii
nunchuck the first time, and that really made me laugh because I hate it when people say nunchucks because it's not a nunchuck.
You took the thingy and the thingy and the thingy, and you tried to jerk off two dicks as fast as you could.
That's funny. That's the second reference I've heard today of jacking off two guys at once.
Really?
Yes.
That is awesome. Okay, so today...
It came from another dude also.
Look.
Guys wanting to... that is a very clear beer.
I'm just going to tell you, I don't like hand jobs because why am I going to have somebody do something that I perfected years ago?
I get that. That makes sense.
And if someone's going to give me a hand job and know what they're doing, I'm sorry, but you bitches got no chance over a dude who's also perfected his own talents.
Makes sense. Just like you dudes don't seem to know how to eat things
Right.
as well. I don't know. I've never had a girl.
Yeah.
But I imagine she would be better than dudes.
I mean, if you really want to try, we can get you... I'm sure we can get you... No? Okay. I mean, we could get you somebody.
I'll say, yeah, get you a girl, just be like, try this. And then see what's really awesome.
And suddenly it'll be all into the clams.
I was going to say you'd have a dude right alongside, so that way when you'd be like...
It smells smoky.
You could just be like, you tell the dude, be like, she's way better at that than you. You got to pick up your game. And then he like feels really bad, so he's actually going to try and give that effort. And then when he gives that effort and you know he's good at it, be like, anytime after that, you can't not be good at it now.
Very smoky.
It's got a...
Very smoky.
And I know it can't be from the beer, but it's got a peppery smell.
It's a peppery, smoky kind of a smell.
Is this steak flavored?
I like it.
Hickory smoked beer.
It's kind of got a smoky...
Reminds me of some of the stuff I've had.
Campfire flavored?
Reminds me of some of the stuff I've gotten from Cartridge down there near KI.
So I really like the color of this because it's like a really light, but also like a translucent.
Does it taste smoky?
It is very smoky. I don't think it's got a smoky flavor in it.
It's a smoky flavor. It's a good flavor. Someone who's not used to smoked ales would say it tastes like an ashtray.
It kind of is this cigarette flavored beer.
It does.
Ashtray flavored beer.
It's white trash beer. Yeah. I'm really disappointed in the taste. Like, I mean,
Was the brewers just ashing cigarettes into it?
I mean, like they might have been.
Like it's like that beer you drink when you're really drunk that has a cigarette butt in it.
That's what it is. Oh yeah, and that's the one that's sitting there. Could
That's
you
so gross.
imagine? That put me in mind, and I don't know if we've ever like spoke of this, but I just remember back when we were kids. You know, we'd be at my house and we would drink Pepsi after Pepsi, and then we would have a can we'd half full. We'd sit there and leave there and forget about it several weeks in a row, and then we would like go to pick up our one Pepsi, and be like, "Oh, here, which one's mine?" It'd be like fucking 10 cans on the desk. and we'd go to pick up the Pepsi. We thought it was ours. Like, no, like it was like the old ass Pepsi.
Yeah.
That put me in mind of that.
That would be.
So that would be my thought. Like, you know, if we like kids could drink beer, that would be the one that we would pick up. The one with the cigarette in it, and the one that was there for like fucking 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always after my daughter to clean up her Mountain Dew collection.
That shit, I swear it gets moldy at some point, and when you take a sip of that moldy shit, it's really fucking nasty. But then we got smart. No, we weren't smart enough to clean up after ourselves, but we got smart enough to pick up the can and listen to it. If it fizzed after we picked it up, then we knew it was fresh. I remember doing that. Like, is this no, this is not the fresh beer. No, it's not fizzing. This is the bad beer. Or yeah, this is not the fresh beer. The fresh Pepsi.
Yeah, I can't drink even slightly flat pop anymore because of shit like that.
I've definitely drank a beer with a cigarette butt in it before, or at least took a drink. I didn't drink it, you know. Like,
right, it's icky.
Definitely went like this and was like, oh.
So that reminds me of two different things. I remember one, I don't know, I didn't even see him do it. I saw him try to. So when we were at LJ's one time, we were all sitting there. It was when you were with Bill, because Bill was there. So Bill, you, myself, I remember Erica being there.
So this is 8th grade.
Oh, yeah. Justin was there, and then maybe Ian was there, because he was, like, almost always there. And so, like, we were sitting there, and Bill was trying to ash in Justin's pop. And so Justin caught him and he moved it. And I was like, oh, that would have been hilarious. And then, like, he's, like, bought another one and, like, switched it or something. And then somehow, like, I just thought he had the new beer. And then he took a sip, or a new pop, and then he took a sip. And then it was, like, full of ashes and shit. He was like, he spit it out because it had a bunch of ashes in it, which that reminded me of that. But the funniest thing, and I really like the guy who did this, he did it to himself, and I couldn't help but laugh. So we were sitting there while we were at work, and so, you know, we're working 24-hour shifts, everybody's fucking tired, you got your, like, Monster Energy can sitting around, and my buddy Dan is sitting there, like, spitting in his one cup. He's spitting in the one empty can, and just, you know, putting it back on, like, the rail. We were all standing outside, and he'd, like, spit on that, and he'd take a sip of his other one. We fucking got it mixed up. I didn't realize he did that, but I watched.
Oh.
I didn't even realize he did that. But he took a sip and just spit it out. And he was like, "Man, fucking just drank my dip spit." I couldn't imagine doing that, and that was just absolutely fucking funny.
That legitly makes me want to
worst.
throw up a little bit in my throat there.
Yeah,
I kind of sounded throw-uppy. That's awesome. I wonder if I kept talking about it and described that to detail, or like Ron would just fucking vomit.
No, it's just, yeah.
Ron would vomit. That'd be great.
Like bad breath, tobacco, smell, taste.
Ugh.
I think that would be absolutely
I used
horrendous.
to, like, I tried that in, like, 7th grade because Jason would do it, and then I would try it too, and he always got, like, the wintergreen kind. And it wasn't bad or anything. Like, it was okay, but I don't know. It's pretty gross.
I remember trying it, and it gave me a buzz, and I hated it. Like, it gave me a headache a little bit, too.
Yeah, I think it
Too
might
much
be
nicotine at once.
Yes, and I actually didn't do that much, I don't think. And then I remember hearing people, like, that's why kids at school did it, because they would put a big fucking bunch of it in their mouth, and they'd get a buzz while they were in class and shit.
Is this asparagus flavored?
That's really, it's it tastes like something that I think that you've said that before about.
So, talking
Blueberry. It's blueberry.
It's not blueberry.
Yeah. Blueberry always tastes like asparagus to me. Blueberry beer for whatever reason.
This, I'm shocked it's very as light as it is for one. It is Thunder Kiss Morning Froth Cream Ale. Thunder Kiss bourbon soaked coffee, oats, milk, sugar, Saigon cinnamon, and Tahitian.
It doesn't taste like
Tahitian vanilla.
I kind of got the cream ale a little bit,
So it's like old
but
coffee
the
and
rest
bourbon.
of it, no.
Old coffee and
It
bourbon
doesn't
mixed with the
taste like
cream
any
ale.
of that.
I think it's like old coffee and cigarettes is literally what it tastes like. Come on, Morning Kiss from Derive Brewing Company.
It's
Do
morning-
better.
I
It's
guess
morning-
I can kind of taste the coffee in it now that you say
Thunder
coffee,
Kiss.
but
I was really disappointed in that one. Like, it wasn't bad, but
no,
it's
it's not bad.
But it's not like what it's described as. I'm really like
Okay, yeah,
upset,
so-
and it's a 5%.
Knowing it's coffee, I can taste that. That's a
Yeah.
coffee flavor now.
We should post this on our Instagram and then tag them and just gay. Like, this beer is shit.
But
It
it's
tastes
like
like campfire at first.
it's old coffee. It's like really old coffee that sat there all fucking day, got cold, watered down.
Yeah,
It didn't get watered down. It got strong and then fucking got cold and nasty.
cold and sat there all day.
The
It's been sitting on the fucking coffee pot in a diner, like
Yes.
a smoke-filled
It ta-
diner. all
Yeah, oh
day.
yeah, that's
it tastes okay.
Like
It
a
tastes.
Waffle House coffee.
It's like the coffee. Okay, it's the coffee at 4:30 in the afternoon at work that it's like thick enough I could chew the
Ooh,
shit.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's
And somebody put a
nasty.
cigarette butt out in it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like thick chewable coffee flavor.
thick chewable coffee. Like, this is fucking not good. Like,
Nah, it's not that. It doesn't taste that bad,
right.
but it definitely doesn't taste like what it's supposed to taste
No,
like.
and that's what's the most disappointing part of it. Like, it
they
could have been
burn- like,
delicious.
maybe they burned their coffee beans or something, or
It could've-
they roasted them too dark.
It could have been super delicious. Be like, wow, that tastes like fucking amazingness, and it tastes like the best day ever, and the best night ever, and all in it. It's just fucking amazing, and it tastes like I won the lottery, but it doesn't taste like it's supposed to. So I'd be kind of like pissed off. Like, this tastes nothing like coffee. I wanted a coffee beer.
So I'm giving this a 3.
I was thinking that too. A 3.
2.5.
Because it's good. Like, I feel like it would be good with either chili and grilled cheese or a burger or some shitty cold Waffle House food when you've been super drunk.
You want to get drunker? Not when you're trying to sober up?
Well, I mean, like, you could be using it to cure, not really cure, but to help treat a hangover.
You're talking, you
If
kept
it-
calling it like morning kiss instead of thunder kiss.
I did. Well, it's the morning froth. Thunder Kiss morning froth.
So I'm thinking this would be like, you're talking about to kill a hangover. You need a beer to kill the hangover in the morning. This would be good for that.
I mean, I guess.
Your
If you
taste
smoked
bud-
a whole pack of cigarettes the night before and you wanted to go with that taste, you're like,
your tongue is like, your tongue, you ever have one of the mornings you wake up after, all night, your tongue just tastes like fuzzy?
That's a bad night-ish, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had the fuzzy. I don't understand the fuzzy tongue reference because I don't think I've
It just
ever
tastes like your mouth just,
Your mouth is so dry and you just didn't brush your teeth. Like, all that bacteria and germs just on your teeth and caked on and...
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Kind of like felt on your teeth or
Yeah,
something.
that's the only way I can think of. It doesn't happen often, but you know what I'm saying. Just like, okay, I'm awake. All right, fuck.
A diet high in carbs will cause that shit. Because I've noticed myself, if I eat a lot of carbs, that will contribute to something like that. And then if I don't and I eat more, I don't know, more gooder foods.
More gooder?
More
I'm
gooder.
gonna say more
More
gooder.
gooder?
More gooder foods.
More gooder, more better.
Yeah.
That's how you should reference it.
Exactly. Then I don't
the
have
more
that
health
issue.
conscientious diet.
Yes, very much so.
So, fucking hell. Anything on deck this weekend, kids?
No. I've lived a relatively boring and lame life lately. Well, I mean, it's been fun and enjoyable, just calm and just yay. It's really cool.
I have been like the most extreme cheap ass possible because in basically about 2 weeks I'm going to Italy and I need all the money that I can, muster for that shit.
Right.
So it's just like, oh, I could do this and this and this, or I could just not.
Or you could just not for once.
I
I'm
got
telling you.
my Christmas shopping started, and so that's the only money I need to be spending now.
I've been doing my Christmas shopping preliminarily, and it's basically the kid needs/wants a car because she will have her driver's license about mid-December.
Good times.
And if I can get her ass some sort of a car, that means, I won't have to worry about taking her to and from work and all that happy horse shit.
Don't you guys just live about 2 blocks away from work anyway?
She does not like that job, and she wants to go work at a place across town that pays a little bit better.
Okay, that's cool.
And she's already talked about that, cause she's a dishwasher, and how much fun can washing dishes really be?
No, that can't be fun at all.
Washing dishes.
I feel like that's a felon's job. Not that I'm judging felons, but I feel
She's judging felons.
I worked with a bunch of felons once, and that was awesome.
I know some felons myself, and they're fine.
I did not work with them necessarily, but I worked at the same place they worked, and it was really awesome.
She's a 17-year-old just starting out, but she's just not enjoying 4 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever the hell it is, just digging elbow deep in a nasty pasta dish water and things. And she wants to. There was a vet she had interviewed at earlier, back in the summer, and they're like, well, if you get a car, because she ultimately wants to be a veterinarian, if you get a car and you can drive yourself here, then that's fine. You can come work for us.
Cool.
And that's something she'd want to do, or she was talking about going to work at the Joanne Fabrics in town because she likes doing craft and sewing and shit. And Joanne's will definitely pay better than washing dishes.
That kind of reminds me also. So one of the places, I don't remember who did dishes or how dishes were done, but I worked at this place one time. And I feel like one of the dudes there was, in fact, a felon, and he was working in the back of the kitchen. And he was a felon because he was, 20, and he had sex with, one of my 16-year-old friends. So that was, totally, kind of puts me in mind of, that's probably why I picture that. The felons that I worked with at Sinclair, that they were the ones working in the back kitchen at ABI.
It's the only job you can get, and they don't give a shit.
What? They offer a lot of incentives to hire felons these days, because I swear there was one time. It was really great. That was when I cleaned Sinclair, and I was still only working at the Huber Heights location, and I would just hurry up and clean. They were basically paying me for 5 or 6 hours or whatever. But I would hurry up and clean, and I would get out super quick. So I would leave early, even though I was done with my job. And but wasn't. So I went there, and then once they realized I was doing that, they're like, "Why were you doing that?" I was like, "Oh, I was just doing my job, and I figured it would take me 5-6 hours every time, so I just didn't even pay attention to how long I was staying, even though I was there usually about 4 hours." And so they decided to move me to the other building where I was making more and had a better job. And all of the guys there were really cool because that's where they did the major meetings, and they would do 3-day events and stuff in the business building. And then all of the guys would just be like, "I made you this plate of food and I do this." Or they would have a pop and a cigarette for me and shit like that. They're always trying to flirt with me. And I was just I was an adult, but they were all just so much older than me, and I was just I would take all my gifts and shit, but I'd be like, "Okay, I gotta go home now."
And they're fucking bitch.
No, they were cool. They were all awesome with always
they're
saving
ex-felons,
me shit.
they were in jail for an extended period of time with just a bunch of dudes, and they're just "Oh, it's a girl. We gotta be nice to girl because it's girl."
No, yeah, but that was that. No, when I had that job, I just kind of didn't give a shit about that job because that's when I applied for at the Payless shoe facility, thinking, well, I have 10 years, 13 years of factory experience. It's I'm sure to get the job there, and then I did not get the job there, and it was basically because they just had they would get they got a pay incentive in grants from the government for hiring felons and shit. So I was 13 years of factory experience, and I did not get the factory job. Damn it, now I have to take my cleaning job seriously. And that's when they're "We've noticed that you were doing this and doing this and doing this. Well, since we don't like what you're doing here, we're just going to put you at the other building where you're going to be making more." Sweet.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's what that happened. Let's see. We are totally lame this week, and it's really cool. It's not cool.
I
went to an awesome party Saturday with a bunch of other podcaster people, and that was something. Oh, that was something I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Have you ever been out and about and seen upside down pineapples?
Yeah, but
that's a swingers thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they were all
Are you just new to that?
No. They were talking about it at a great length. And talking about apparently people will put the swinger pineapples upside down in their car and with the family pineapples. So big upside down swingers.
That's hilarious.
And then they'll have a bunch of little smaller ones for that. I'm going, really? They're like
Our
just
kids are
advertising
swingers,
swinging. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I feel like it's cool they're advertising that they're swingers, but how often do you approach somebody like that? Because I've heard that you like put the pineapple in your cart upside down. I think I should just go grocery shopping like that. I'm gonna grab a pineapple and put it in my cart upside down and see if anybody approaches me and tries to like be like.
It's like a grocery shopping thing.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like you put but I've also heard that that's technically fake and like it sometimes means it, but it also doesn't. I don't know. Like they don't really approach you in the store, which for me I was kind of like because that's the thing where they can be safe to approach each other. Oh, you got the upside down pineapple.
I noticed
cool.
your pineapple's upside down.
Right.
What's up?
And I wonder how often they approach each other for that with the upside down pineapple.
Well, like
I think it would depend on where you're at.
Like one of the dudes that was at the party went to some convention a few weeks ago in Chicago, and he was like, yeah, I knew the guy that ran this thing, and he rented all this stuff, and he rented this like whole upstairs of this penthouse for during the convention, and I was like the only single dude that got invited to the swingers party. I'm like, all right, and it seemed like a sus level of conversation. Like, yeah, I was a single guy, I got invited to it because I'm awesome, I know the owner. And then he kept going a description, went, cool, go him, because he knew the owner or something, and I'm like,
Of the swinger bar?
Yeah, and then they were talking about like whole swinger clubs that go together and rent out like, $250,000 yachts and just go sail out in the ocean and swing them for like a week or two.
Sounds fun.
And I'm just
All except for like the random fucking.
well,
Because that just wouldn't be my thing.
well, that's what you do when you're a swinger, I suppose.
Right. Well, you don't have to necessarily just do random. You can get to know a couple and like swap, but you get to know them on a very good basis. I guess maybe they don't have to fuck on the yacht like that. Some do. Some meet someone and get to know them and then say, hey, I really like you. Let's get to know you guys as a couple. And then they decide if that's the couple they're going to swing with. They don't have to do the irresponsible random fucking.
Well, either or, But I'm just picturing.
I'm teaching Ron Swinger 101. Francis, take notes.
Yeah.
She's gonna one up you with like a new computer nerd with slightly less hair.
Slightly less or slightly more?
Slightly less head hair, slightly more body hair. You're feeling threatened.
That's okay as long as it's after Italy because that shit's already paid for.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, maybe I get over to Italy. They're like hairy dudes over there, and I'll be like, "Oh, look at him," and whatever. It's like, horny Italian chick waiting for hot fat guy. And be like, "Oh, it's hot fat bald American guy. That's totally what we want." No one wants a hot fat bald.
And all of their porn is based on bald fat Americans that are hairy. Basically, all of their porn is Ron Jeremy porn, and they try to imitate Ron Jeremy porn, and they have like porn stars named like Ronald Jermaine or like Ronald Jerome. Ronald Jerome in.
Just gonna walk over there with a red cap that says with an M on it, and be like, "Hi, my name's Mario. It's a me, Mario. What's up?"
Mario. And then they would just be like, "Ha ha! I've never heard that one before."
Like, "Hi, it's a me, Mario. Would you like to see my toadstool?"
This. I like it.
You get all when you touch it, things get big.
They're just gonna be like, "Back at you, American! You filthy American!"
Fucking useless, fat American.
That's right.
It'll be fun. True story.
I'd like to go to Italy someday. Sounds like the shit.
I've always wanted to go to Venice and have the gondola person just be like, I'm gonna wear a white and black striped shirt
be
too.
in there going, "Andale."
That's Spanish shit. I would totally be doing it. I would be doing it all in the wrong language. I think I would be trying to
From what I've learned of Italian, there's a lot of it that crosses over this with Spanish.
Well, see, I feel like I would do that. Like I would do like Russian, German, and Italian, and then I would just kind of like, if I was to say a sentence that was 6 words long, about every second or third word I would throw in some Italian, but the rest of it would be like Spanish or German, and they'd be like, "What the fuck is she talking about?"
Just remember, in all cases, if they don't understand you, yell louder and more rudely.
Yeah, you got to do it more loud and slower. Be like, "This is what I'm trying to say," because they're deaf too. That's why they don't understand what you're trying to say. It's not because you're.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
It's not because you're really bad at speaking their native language. It's just because they're really bad at hearing. Maybe they should fucking get their ears checked. Suck my balls.
Not that.
Succhiami le palle.
Succhiami le palle.
Say that again.
Succhiami le palle.
Succhiami.
Succhiami le palle.
You better say that while you're there.
Succhiami le palle.
Say that to someone. Just,
And then I'll get punched in the face.
I've been learning Italian for like over a year. 458-day streak or
Good
something.
for you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But do you remember your main words from like your first week, second week, third week? Oh, really?
Probably better than the newer stuff I'm learning.
Really? Wow.
Because like most of the time now I get to a point where I'm like, I'm on the
Ariana è
street.
la merda.
What?
Ariana è la merda.
Ariana is the shit.
E la merda.
Hella merda. I like it.
Io le merda. Io sono le merda.
You are the shit. Ariana is
The shithead.
testa di la
Ariana è
merda.
la testa di merda.
It's head the shit. Head the shit.
Testa di merda.
That's awesome. Good times.
But that in like 2 weeks I won't be here. They might podcast without me.
Yeah.
We should.
We should totally podcast
Just talk
without
shit the
Ron.
whole time.
I
Absolutely.
have one request.
We'll have a stunt cock.
I have a request. Get a cardboard cutout or paper cutout of my face.
15 of them. Is there.
Stunt cock.
That's fine. You have to get a paper cutout and put it on there with my face.
Well, you have to have it made then.
We can totally do that. I feel like we could do
We
that.
could just draw a picture of them. It's cool.
I'm my excellent artiste abilities.
Artista.
Yes, my artistic skills.
Bueno artista.
They're going to shine.
What? Wait, what week is this? 2 weeks away?
Yeah, week of Thanksgiving.
Cool.
She's just like, fuck, I get a whole week without that asshole. Finally.
I feel like so the first week that he would also be the host. So we have to.
That's true, because I'm next week and then he'd be the week after. Right?
So do
It'll
we
just
each?
be when I get back.
Well, no, that's fine. But so do we each then like bring a couple beers? We like have 4 beers without him.
Yeah, we could have a special episode. We
Then
should do it on like a different day too, not a day where we have to work the next day, but like.
Go.
They're gonna get
Well, we
fucking...
could do it Wednesday.
So basically, what they're saying here is, folks,
Yeah.
they're gonna get fucking trashed and shit talk the hell out of me.
Fuck that guy for not being here. We have to drink 4 beers without him. We each bring a beer.
We should just like get passports real quick and like go to Italy and just follow him around and record it, but he doesn't know we're there.
That would be hilarious.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome.
Too bad it would cost like fucking over $1,000 to get a passport that quick. It's some bullshit, man.
Oh, you wouldn't get one that quick anyway, not
No,
at this
you
point.
wouldn't.
The hotel I'm staying at is gonna be really fucking cool. I'll put up pictures and shit.
Awesome.
And I might call into the show if you tell me what day and time. They're like 6 hours ahead of us, but the work phone, apparently my unlimited everything I can eat will work just fine over there. on
Everything I
company
can
time.
eat.
Text, calling, data.
I'm sure we'll probably just end up skipping it. Like we do every time somebody's on vacation.
Right. I would love to do a Ronless episode. We did the Ron episode. Let's do the Ronless episode.
It's the Ronless episode, but we dress like Ron.
That's
I
how
knew
much
we'd
they
get-
miss me. That would just mean that you miss me. Aw, they miss me already. Fair.
They'd be like, why did our ratings shoot the fuck up? Way up, man.
Because the sex appeal won't wait the fuck up without this guy dragging your asses down.
Like, this couch is so much more comfortable without him on here.
It's so less crowded.
Right.
That's true.
I need to get a new couch eventually.
Or I need to go on that diet I keep talking about. Or both.
I've never once heard you talk about a diet, but Go for it,
You've
dude.
been talking about a diet for like the past week or so.
I was gonna say not very long.
The
one that he's been talking about. He must have been mostly talking about it to himself in his own head.
yes.
Yeah. He did mention it.
I visited the doctor, and I'm going to be getting a sleep study here after I get back from Italy.
Yes, he did mention that.
And after the sleep study, I'm going to get hardcore onto trying to lose some of this fatness. Because basically the doc told me that I would sleep better if I lost weight. But to lose weight, I need to sleep better so I don't feel like ass every morning and I don't feel like taking and falling asleep every 30 seconds.
Yes. So you would have to do the...
So we'll get the stupid CPAP breathing thing, get myself sleeping better, and then we'll get worried about losing the weight. Just in time for Christmas. And all that yummy Christmas
You
food.
should probably wait till after Christmas.
Nah, I'll start.
New Year's.
Start getting myself...
You want to eat for Christmas.
But you could just do that. You could just cheat those days. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
it'll be that warm-up period because when everybody does the... New Year's, new me shit.
I hate that bullshit.
No, I don't do that either.
New Year's, new you. You're going to be doing the same dumb old bullshit you've been doing. That ain't new.
The only time I did like a New Year's, new me was by accident. I quit smoking. And it wasn't planned or anything. It was just like, well, I haven't smoked for a day, so I guess I'm just going to quit smoking.
Let's say you just run out of cigarette money?
Huh?
Run out of cigarette money?
No, I was really hungover and I didn't smoke for a day.
And it was just easy. That's great.
That's your New Year. Well, I didn't smoke for a day. That's good. That's the new me.
Yeah, I don't do New Year's resolutions because I wait, they...
Right. If you want to change something, why wait till a certain time of year to do it?
Exactly.
Just fucking do it.
I just do it.
Because when you wait till that long to fucking do it, you're just going to be like, yeah, what the fuck? And then you're just not going to do it. And then you're not going to do it at all because you're like, I got to wait till next year to fucking start the New Year's resolution.
It's just a continuous improvement of yourself all the time.
Absolutely.
This kind of goes like, well, why don't you wait till, whatever. It's like, because I'm going to wait till after Italy, because Italy, I'm not going to have time for any of that shit. And
right, you won't want to be necessarily starting an exercise program while you're starting a vacation.
Not on the other side of the fucking planet.
Right.
Now, I'm pretty damn sure when we do go to Venice, we're going to walk our asses off. That's going to make me have questions about myself.
That's great.
It is apparently about a 45-minute train ride from our hotel, from where we're staying at to Venice, though.
Stay at 45 minutes?
Yep.
It's not too terrible.
No.
And I was looking, Rome is a 6-hour car drive. Haven't looked at the train ride to get to Rome. But I really want to go to the Colosseum and check out some of that old shit.
That would be the shit.
That would be awesome. Hell yeah.
And it's that, or I could stay home with my family and sit there every Thanksgiving where it's always just really awkward. And it was like, yep, farming things. And I'm like, I don't farm things, guys. Yeah. I computer things.
That's the boring, weird, just painful holidays is what I'm not partaking in this year. I'm like, nope, not going to the family functions. We'll just do something here, You're
not doing family functions this year?
No, well, we'll do with Larry's family. That's a given.
Your family doesn't do shit.
Right. I don't know. We'll see. That's going to be at my cousin's house in fucking Indiana, Portland, Indiana. I'm like, I am not driving over an hour away to just go to the families that I don't ever fucking see and be ignored by everyone. It's like, no one will talk to anyone. And when I do make a conversation, it's like there's not a lot of, return of conversation. I'm like, fuck
sounds boring.
I'm not going there.
So
it's if I want to go and actually, see my parents, I told them, I was like, we'll do something a different day.
So I am definitely planning a Christmas party this year. At this point, I'm plotting mid-December, probably second week or so.
Sweet. There is...
So around my birthday?
Maybe. When's your birthday?
Come on, man!
Maybe then? Okay. Yeah. But mid-December. I was already told I can't do it the weekend of December 4th. Somebody's already got shit
Well,
going.
I saw that they said December 3rd, and I'm like, we got plans December 3rd. You said not to schedule anything on December 3rd because it's Dark Church Day.
Fuck yeah.
There we go. I was like, there's some things happening.
Dark Church Day, man. That was so much fun last year.
And it was and I saw on her post, it said, don't schedule anything December 3rd. I'm like, bitch, you already got shit scheduled.
Right.
I didn't say that on her post, but you were like, okay. And I'm like, bitch.
Well, it's the challenge of figuring this shit out. Half of my friends, I've already gotten people saying, well, I can't do anything in the month of December. Well, fuck you then. Like you guys, but if you're not going to be able to do anything in the month of December, I'm not going to not invite you, but I'm also not going to cry that you don't come.
That is the same thing. So at Erica's party, she did because I couldn't remember. I was like, I saw that. Dark Charge Day was also her party day last year because Ron showed up like towards the end. So we could probably do Dark Charge Day.
Dark Charge Day was in there was like morning and into the afternoon trying to sober up.
And then show up to go to her party after the fact.
Basically, I'm going to crash a party because she's probably not going to invite me because she doesn't really know.
You're coming. It doesn't matter.
Right, I was going to say the invite won't be there, but it will also be like, hey, Ariana's coming because she's with us. And she'll be like, yeah, that's cool.
She won't be like, what, Ariana? I saw on the podcast she's a skank. Fuck her.
Well, she'll be like, I met her at fucking Louder Than Life and I hated her even though I was super nice to her. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's Erica's, yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Fuck it. She might not like me at her house.
But at any rate, yeah, that's going to be a thing. But like, my favorite thing about Christmas the last 2 or 3 years has been the kids stayed at their mom's.
My favorite thing about Christmas the last 2 or 3 years is I didn't have to see my fucking spoiled ass breath. Good.
No. Not only that. Like my parents, since like some of my other relations have passed on or moved away. My parents typically don't do anything, so if we're going to do something, because my nephew's at the age where my brother and sister-in-law are like real hot on doing stuff, and her family's like, we have to do something Christmas Day. I've had Christmas Day as just like a fuck all day.
Oh, yeah.
And sit at the house with nothing going on, completely peaceful, zero stress, drink, chill, and do nothing.
So real quick, as you're talking, get the other blue hat.
Remember Madonna booming this?
Yes, because I was like, damn it. I saw the hat in your hand. You've been playing with that. And I was like, too bad he didn't just put those hats on his boobs instead.
Put this on your tongue. Me and Missy got the D. Putting the D in her mouth.
You got a pee over there or a B?
Here, put this on your tongue because you're a cunt.
Yay.
That's the last of them. Me and Missy got the D in her mouth.
I wondered
Got
why
the
those
D.
two, like three, I was like saying three in a really weird way.
She got the D, I got a BJ, I got some Madonna boobs. So, what did we learn today?
We were boring today.
I've learned Ariana likes letter candy.
It is good.
I've learned that even though we already did this while we're eating cake, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Yay.
And, as always,
StrobingButtPlug.com. Like, subscribe, share.